All right, next up, we've got Stephen, who is going to do something in philosophy and formal logic, which is pretty exciting. And right after Stephen, we have Faith, and then Jonathan will be right up next. Okay, so just give us a second whilst we get this clicker going. Should be good. No.
This came down like this.
Sorry.
That's okay. I just need it to recognize that I did this.
I think it's a clicker issue.
Yeah. Okay, there goes that for me.
That's okay. I can do it.
Okay, do it.
Sure. All right, Stephen, you ready?
Sure, why not?
All right. Thank you so much. At the undergraduate level, a philosophy undergraduate's coursework is basically just reading philosophy texts and writing essays. There's one subset of the discipline where that's an exception, which is formal logic, which is also called symbolic logic. And what that is, in brief, is you take philosophical arguments and you can use symbols, which are letters and like mathematical-esque symbols, and use them to represent philosophical arguments. And so for someone who is doing a humanities major, such as myself and other philosophy majors, you often find symbolic logic to be out of place with the rest of your coursework and to be much more intimidating along those lines. There's a negative stigma around mathematics for people that perhaps feel unconfident in it, right? They might feel, when they were in high school, they weren't good at it, and that's why they're pursuing the math major, or pursuing a philosophy major instead of a math major. And I was one of those people, for instance. I was very, very nervous about taking formal logic, and yet I found it to be my favorite course at the college because of the way that it was taught. And it was taught using team-based learning, with TBL for short. And I wanted to explore in my thesis why I was so, engrossed in the subject. And I determined it was because of the teaching style. And team-based learning, the way that it works, is that you are split into groups of 6 or 7-ish, at least in the class here at Hamilton, and you work together with your teammates in your pods on the problems together. So instead of receiving a lecture from the professor, where the teacher just teaches you, here's what you gotta do to go do the homework and best of luck, which can be very intimidating for someone that's not used to math-like courses and might receive math anxiety from those types of subjects, you work with peers, people that are learning it together with you, and you work on the problems together. And what that does is a few things, but in particular, the thing that I noticed the most is that students who are struggling are less intimidated because they're working with people together that are learning it for the first time. They all get to help each other out, and the people that are struggling get a support system from their peers like that. The people who are doing, maybe, let's say that despite doing philosophy, they're also good at math. They like math-like courses, right? Nonetheless, they actually do benefit from TBL because through helping out students who are struggling in their pods, right, they actually are able to articulate internal thought processes that perhaps wouldn't, they'd be rationalizing them, they'd be doing them, subconsciously almost. But by articulating to students in the pods, they come to really, understand those thought processes better in a way they wouldn't otherwise. And I did interviews for my research as well, and this is one of the people I interviewed. They did collaborative learning as well, and you can just see the smiles on those faces. They're not just learning math, they're having fun together. And that's it.